everybody? It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, if you just joined us, we were talking about something Eboni K. Williams said with Wendy Williams. Let's take a listen.
You know what? This quarantine, I think, like a lot of couples, Wendy, it made us tell the truth about our relationship.
How long were you with him before quarantine?
Almost 4 years.
Did you live with him at the time of quarantine?
I'll tell you what happened. He actually did not quarantine with me. He has 3 children, 2 of which are young adults, and he chose to quarantine in New Jersey with his semi-adult children. And for me, listen, I'm not a parent yet, so I get that they're number one.
Right.
But I need to be number one, Wendy.
So we're asking 800-585-1051. Are you quarantining with your kids or your fiance? And ladies, if your man quarantine with his kids and not you for months at a time, what would you do? All right. Now, Yee, let's start with you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if your man had a couple of kids and decided he was quarantining with his kids and not you, that was your fiance, you've been together for a while, what would you do in that situation?
Man, that's a big if, because my man doesn't have that issue. So I can't, it depends. I think it would depend on how old the children are too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are your kids grown, or can they handle things themselves? I would be okay with him quarantining for a while, but at some point I would be like, okay, now let's see each other after maybe like 3 months, 4 months.
Okay. Charlamagne, what you doing?
I don't know the full situation, so I'm only going off what Eboni said on Wendy, so I'll take it out of that story and just say ideally, we would all quarantine together, especially if you're my fiance. But if I had to choose, it would definitely be the kids. None of us knew what COVID was. We didn't know if it was the end of the world. We didn't know how dire the situation was. I would absolutely, positively, want to be with my kids in a situation like that if I was forced to choose. Like I said, ideally, all of us would be together because you are my fiance and I love you. You're my family too. But if I had to choose, of course I'm choosing my kids.
Yeah.
And I would say selfishly, I wouldn't want to quarantine with somebody else's kids. Like if they had to do homeschooling and I still got to work every day, because Eboni was working this whole time still too. So imagine like the house is kind of noisy. I don't know how big, their house isn't that big. And now the kids are doing things in different rooms, going to school, and I'm trying to work. I'd rather be by myself.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm quarantining with the kids. I mean, pandemic here, we didn't know what it was. We thought it was going to take everybody's life away. Mm-hmm. So we were trying to all be safe. I ain't leaving my kids. I ain't bailing on my family.
That is a good point that you just said, though. I mean, Eboni got a whole life. Right. You know what I'm saying? Eboni is a whole entity unto herself. So she may not have been able to put herself in that position where she could quarantine with that family. It made more sense for her maybe to be by herself.
Well, let's go to the phone lines. Hello, who's this?
Hello, this is Jessica. How are you?
Hey, Jess, how you doing this morning?
Good, good.
Now, your man did this to you?
Yeah, so he's a truck driver, and he refused to come home. He just wanted to keep working. And so what happened was he came home to visit, and he contracted COVID from one of us. So there's that.
Oh, so he didn't come back. Once he got COVID in that house, he stayed away, huh?
No. He was forced to stay home then.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Well, guess what? I hate to sound selfish, but I thank your man for his service. Them truck drivers was definitely essential, and they kept things moving during the pandemic. So salute to all the truck drivers out there.
That's the truth. Hello, who's this?
Kenyatta.
Hey, Kenyatta. Good morning.
Kenyatta, guess what race she is?
I'm white.
Wow.
No way.
You're a liar.
No way.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, I am not okay if I have a man and he's quarantining with his baby mama. I don't have any kids, but I just feel like, that's not okay. What were you doing the rest of the time? Anything can happen to the kids any time of the year. So don't be with her then. Like,
that's during the pandemic.
If y'all was quarantined for that many months, y'all were sleeping together. So don't be with her.
Now, I didn't hear Eboni say that. Was he quarantining with the baby mama and the kids?
I didn't hear her say that
who
either.
else would they be quarantining with?
I mean,
that is a good point.
She
if they're
said
young
2
kids.
young adult kids and one was younger. So, you got to think that, yes, it's probably his ex there as well.
I feel like Eboni would have said that, though. That's a big point.
But I feel like if they were, because it could be.
That type of business. So like,
you said what?
Oh, her phone broke up. But I feel like going back and forth from one house to the other, some mothers or fathers would be like, I don't want you leaving and going out and then coming back and bringing COVID, and then the kids get it. Because that happens too. Like they go back and forth between the parents' houses. And as a responsible parent, you can't go outside of that bubble.
Yeah, because even during the pandemic, my assistant stayed with us that whole time because we were scared. We didn't know what was happening. We didn't want anybody in and out the house. So we wanted to make sure that, our house was clean and safe. So, yeah, we didn't let people in and out our house either. But I get that.
Yeah, I don't know if he was quarantining with the baby mama, though. I don't want to just throw that out there. But yes, yeah, that would be wild. If he was quarantining with the baby mama and the other kids and just leaving your fiance alone, nah.
All right, we're 800-585-1051. Eboni K. Williams was talking to Wendy Williams. She said that her and her man broke up. She said during the pandemic, he chose to quarantine with his kids and not her. Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Chris from Sunbelt.
Chris, what's going on, man? Talk to us.
Hey, I agree with the dude putting his kids first in that situation.
Nah, I get it.
Okay.
Like I said, ideally, I'd love to have the fiance and the kids all together. But, I mean, if you got to choose, you definitely going to choose your kids.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, what's going on? DJ MD, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God.
Peace, King.
Hey.
Julius, what up, brother?
Good morning to y'all. Good morning to y'all. Look, first of all, I just want to say that woman is a fiance, and she did not become number one until those vows are made. So this man already had kids. Those kids are number one. And in those times where they're unknown, nobody knows what's going on, them kids is number one. I want to be with my kids, too.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, listen, even after the vows are made, though, those still your kids.
They still your kids.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Hello, who's this?
Chanel.
Hey, Chanel, good morning.
Good morning, Envy. Good morning, Angela. Good morning, Uncle
Morning.
Charlotte.
peace. How you?
Now, your man said he's quarantining with his kids and not you. What you doing?
Nah, he gotta go, because if he's not quarantining with me, that means he's quarantining with another woman. You're not gonna use your kids as an excuse.
Ooh, so you don't even trust him.
No,
But what if you
no.
what if you're talking to him every day though, like FaceTiming every day, and he really is home with his
That don't
kids?
mean nothing. That means, Angela, that means absolutely nothing.
Yeah, but listen, girl, I'm gonna say in this pandemic though, you're not gonna just have random women coming over and you with your kids in the house.
That is true. Hello, who's this?
Some people might have.
Daryl, what's up, man? Now, pandemic hits. You quarantining with your kids, your fiance. What you doing?
I'm quarantining with my kids, bro.
Yeah, I don't know why any woman would want to put themselves in that situation. When it comes to power rankings, it's impossible to come before the kids, especially when they're a certain age.
Right.
That's my flesh and blood. Like,
I'm just speaking from experience. You're going to end up having to follow anyway with your lady. And hearing each other's face all morning, all day. That's automatic.
yeah, I like I said, the ideal situation would be to have your fiance, and the kids all together. But if not, and I got to choose, I'm definitely choosing my kids. But y'all keep adding this other variable of the baby mama being over there, too. I don't know if that's the case.
It makes sense if you say it, because if they had two kids that's young adult, one that's younger than that, who the kids with? The kids ain't just living there by themselves.
They might have been. They might go to college in Jersey. We don't know. They might go to college in Jersey.
There are parents who they had their kids going back and forth, but only between each other's houses. And in that case, a lot of times the parents would be like, "You're not allowed to go anywhere and bring anything back into the house with the kids."
Yeah, no,
because there are parents who co-parent.
We ain't nobody coming in and out of our house. Hello, who's this? Hello.
Hi, Jessica.
Hey, Jessica. Good morning.
Good morning. I feel that I wouldn't want to be with a guy who wouldn't put his kids first, number one.
Word.
Yeah, there's no reason for him not to put his kids first. I don't care what age it is. We didn't know what was going on. The pandemic was crazy. You don't know what's going on if he has his ex-wife there or if his ex-wife is visiting. But that mother comes first, and you got to respect that.
Okay.
This is what I love about black people, just people in general. We added a whole other variable to the story,
Yes,
and we don't
absolutely.
even know if it exists. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was a simple conversation about would you quarantine with your kids or quarantine with your fiance. Now y'all done added a whole other woman into the equation. This man is shacked up with another woman and his kids at the same time.
Yep.
We don't even know if that's the situation.
Yep, they was at a hotel. Wasn't even a
Lord
house.
have mercy. The baby mama, him and the baby mama then reconciled and got back together and realized that they are in love with each other during the pandemic.
There's
Lord
only two
have
bedrooms.
mercy.
They had to sleep on the same bed, but they slept on different sides. All that.
Lord have mercy.
What's the moral of the story, guys?
The moral of the story is, like I said, if in an ideal situation, it would be the fiance and the kids. But if not, I'm definitely choosing my kids. That's tough, bro. Like it's tough to even think that he's going to put his kids before you. And as one of the women called when they said, as one of the women said when they called, like, I wouldn't trust a man who didn't put his kids before any woman.
Right. Well, we got rumors on the way, Yee.
Well, since we're talking about breakups, let's talk about Drake allegedly destroying an 8-year relationship.
All right, we'll get into that next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.